Hello, and welcome to the Power of Your Mind podcast. You are listening to episode number 309, which is on manifesting passive income. Manifesting passive income. So, welcome. I'm Victoria Gallagher. I'm your host. I'm here to inspire you to tap into the incredible power of your mind by helping you to understand law of attraction, manifestation, hypnosis, affirmations, meditation, and many other powerful tools that are all designed to help you rewire your mindset and move you toward success. Each week, we talk about proven strategies and approaches to empower you to manifest your dreams and achieve your highest potential. So tune in each and every week to get inspired and discover how to unlock the power of your mind. So, once again, today you are listening to episode number 309, Manifesting Passive Income. Now, before we dive in, just a quick reminder to make sure that you subscribe to the Power of Your Mind podcast on your favorite platform so that you never miss an episode. Each episode is another opportunity for you to get inspired to transform your life. And if you're getting value out of listening to the Power of Your Mind podcast, then I would appreciate a little support. You can support us by leaving a review, sharing the podcast with someone who could use a little inspiration, or by simply downloading and subscribing to my Believe Hypnosis app. Your support means the world to me. So thank you so much for being a part of our community. Now, if you are new to the show or you're new to me, let me introduce myself. I'm Victoria Gallagher. Like I said before, I am a best-selling author of Practical Law of Attraction and a few other books. And I am a hypnotherapist for the past 25 years. I'm a digital and course creator, an inspirational speaker, and entrepreneur. And I specialize in helping people, especially business professionals, use the power of their minds to manifest success through practical strategies, including law of attraction. And I am passionate about personal growth, meditation, learning, and growing. And I am the creator of the new hypnosis app called Believe, which is all designed to help you to make powerful changes in your life using hypnotherapy, manifestation techniques, and I'm on a mission to help millions of people worldwide by making hypnotherapy available to anyone. So be sure to check out the Believe Hypnosis app, which gives you access to over 1,000 hypnosis sessions, affirmations, and meditations, which are all designed to help you achieve your dreams, goals, and desires. And it's just like having a hypnotherapist right there in the palm of your hand who's always available to you, ready to guide you towards success in whatever area of life you're looking to improve. So download the Believe Hypnosis app today and start manifesting the life you deserve. Now, let's quickly get into today's episode. Today, we're talking about passive income and many different ways that you can do that. One more thing, though, before we really dive into the whole ideas that I have to help you with creating passive income, I want to talk about money. I want to talk about like what that actually means. Is money a good thing? Is it a positive thing? Is it, there's so many, it's such a touchy subject when it comes to money, but I just want to talk a little bit about money and how, sometimes it can really be seen as taboo, as a necessary evil that, we have to use to, help people. And, the thing is that when you think about money in a negative way, you think of it as a bad thing, you think of it as an evil thing, guess what? It's going to be much more scarce for you. It's going to be much harder. It's going to be a bigger challenge for you to get a hold of it. And money in and of itself is actually a neutral thing. It's not good and it's not bad. It's really all about our attitudes toward money that really defines our relationship with it. Money is basically just a tool. And so money is a tool that can be used for bad, but it can also be used for good because think about how much good you can actually do in the world when you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, I mean, think about all the wonderful ways that you can help people, the way that you can you know, donate to charities. And, I mean, you can do some pretty amazing things. There's so many people doing so many amazing things out of there, out in the world because they have money. Look at all the animal organization charities. These were created by people who clearly, have money. They require donations from people who have money to donate to them. And all the charities, like not just animal charities, but women's shelters and all the organizations out there that go to, help people in need. They all require money, in order to get things done. So, the truth of the matter is money can really be used, for good. And then for you as the person who is serving people, like if you're a coach or a hypnotherapist listening to this, whatever it is that you're doing, well, in order for more people to find out about you, guess what it takes? It takes money. In order to advertise, it takes a lot of money. In order, like for me to have created the app that helps people, and there's some free programs in there and there's some premium programs in there. But guess what? In order to create that app, it took a lot of money. And people who buy the premium subscription, they go to support the app that actually helps many people, not just the people who pay for it, but the people who don't pay for it. So there's just in infinite number of reasons why to think about money in a good way. Now, that being said, I've had this conversation with you now about how money is not a bad or a good thing. It is, and it can be just depending on your intention. And one more little thing I'll say about that is money is an amplifier. Money is a way to put fuel on something, again, whether it's a bad thing or a good thing. If it's a bad person that has money, guess what? You give them a lot of money, they're going to be able to do more bad. But if it's a good person that has money, that's not going to change them into a bad person. No, all it's going to do is amplify who they actually are and what they are capable of doing. That's all it does is it just amplifies, it speeds things up. It's like an energy in a way. And so it just gives you more resources to invest. If you're a creator like I am, if you're a coach, if you're somebody that's in a helping type of profession, it just means that you're able to reach a broader audience. Now, it also means that you can also take better care of yourself. It gives you more freedom to, make the impact where you need to make the impact. You're not a burden on society by having to reach out to, you're constantly struggling just to pay your bills. You're out there actually able to make a better impact. So, that just kind of gives you a little bit of a perspective on why it's important for you to, um, change your relationship ultimately with money. Now, that being said, I've said a lot of great things about money. And what I also want to make sure that you understand is that money in and of itself isn't a goal. All right. Becoming a millionaire isn't a goal. All right. That, because it's like we're talking about, well, what are you actually, why do you want to make so much money? And what is it that you ultimately want to be able to do? What does it actually mean? And I think there's, people, myself included, who, want to be millionaires, but you have to have a reason for that. And for me, I know that I've gotten in touch with, and I'm very clear about the reason for me is it just, I have, there's a couple of reasons. One, that by becoming a millionaire, I can inspire other people and know that they can do it. That's like definitely always been something like I want to help other people to see the power of manifestation in action by applying that in my own life. Okay. So there's that. There's also the impact that I would have. I know that with money, I can reach a heck of a lot more people than I reach right now. I can grow all of my resources. I can develop my app much faster. Right now, I have a budget and I can only develop it at a certain pace. I can only advertise and grow at a certain pace. So, like people ask, like, what would you do if you won the lottery? Well, and a lot of people would quit their jobs. Well, I wouldn't quit. That would just be an opportunity for me to invest more money in my business, to hire a full-time app development team, add even more people to my team, and scale things to a level where Believe and the Power Your Mind podcast and all of my courses are mainstream and everybody is using and benefiting from these things. That's what I would do, and it just makes, and of course, as a result of doing all of that and having that much of an impact on people's lives, of course, all of that does come back and you are rewarded for that. And, so money can be a reward for your efforts. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating. And we've talked about that in a prior episode. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of money, having all the things, having a nice house, having a nice car, having the ability to take care of yourself properly, eat great food, um, have nice things, dress nice, have spa days, travel, there things in this world cost money. And I do believe that we're all meant to be abundant, to use all of the things in this world that we see around us. We see these things. They're not um there's no reason why every single person shouldn't be able to live an abundant life. And so I believe that we're all ultimately meant to be abundant. But if you make abundance your only goal, it's only going to keep you from it. And so that's kind of why I want to talk to you a little bit today, um, you know, about ways that you can expand yourself and into some passive income. But I wanted to kind of have the money conversation first so you understand why you're doing it. Because the very first thing before we ever get into the passive income conversation is not to make this your only primary goal. Your primary goal with the passive income, should only be to expand your services. Because so you're in a say you're in a service business. You're in a service business of being a coach, you're in a service business of being a hypnotherapist, and and you serve people at a certain level. They get one-on-one time with you. Now, how many people in a given day are you actually able to serve if you're doing that one at a time? I mean, if you're spending an hour to an hour and a half with a client, that basically means that if you started seeing clients at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and you stop seeing clients at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening, and you go to lunch and you take a little time between each, because you absolutely need a little cushion between each of your sessions. I mean, you're really not going to be able to see much more than maybe four, maybe six people in a given day. Now, you could add other people to your team, and that's definitely one way to expand, but they're not actually getting you. They're getting somebody that you trained. And so you have a limited amount of time available that you can give to people. It's just a fact. There's only 24 hours in a day, and there's only a certain period of time in which you're able to put yourself out there and work. And so I saw that before I ever became a hypnotherapist, before I ever became a coach. Like I knew I wanted to be in the helping field, but I also knew that I wanted to do it in a big way where I can make an impact on a lot of people and not just a few handful of people a day. And so that's why when I got the idea that I wanted to become a hypnotherapist, I already decided right from the get-go that my way was going to be through creating digital products. And of course, at the time, they were cassettes. Then they went to CDs, then they went to MP3s. And, I've just kind of followed the chain of technology. And of course, now it's all in an app. And who knows? This seems like the end all be all, but maybe one day it'll be something completely different. I don't know. I've invested a whole lot of money in this app. So hopefully, it kind of stays like that for a little while. But anyway, the bottom line is, time with you is really something that can only be, it's limited. And so, in order for you to expand your business, you've got to get into passive income because, there's only so much time. You can raise your prices. That's definitely one way that you could, expand. But why would, I mean, why you don't necessarily need to do that in order to in order to increase your income. And, so this is all about being able to provide value to people at different levels. And, you may not necessarily be able to serve every single person who wants to work with you. Maybe they're not ready to make that kind of a financial investment in you yet. And so now you have essentially, a situation where you want to help all of these people, but you can really only personally one-on-one impact and have, work with a fraction of people at a time. Now, again, let's just kind of get back to the whole concept that before we even dive into some of the passive income, opportunities that you want to really make sure that you check yourself and that you are doing something that's totally in alignment with what you want to be doing. Because the fact of the matter is, a lot of people will say that creating passive income is super easy, and it's not. There is work involved in it. There is, creating, I mean, and when I say that there's work involved in it, if you enjoy what you're doing and you like the topic that you're talking about, then it doesn't feel like work. So, like when you're writing a book or when you're creating, like when I'm creating a meditation script or meditation recording or a course or whatever, and I pour my heart into it and I put the work into the creation process of this, I enjoy every last single aspect of it. And so that's the one thing is you really want to make sure that it is something that you really do actually enjoy doing. And, because ultimately what this is going to do is you're trading a little bit of upfront time by creating these tools that is going to, give you, in the end, some financial stability, and it's going to free up some time that can be dedicated for more impactful work. So you want to start by just kind of thinking about and doing a brainstorm session with yourself on all the different effective teachings, different programs, different things that you already do that could be transformed into some products for passive income. So what is it that you offer? Like first, like even who do you offer it to? And that's a really good start. Is like, so have you, a lot of people that are in the helping profession as coaches, some don't even really know like who they help. Like, oh, I help everybody. No, helping everybody is not a marketing strategy. Okay. If marketing to everyone is marketing to no one, right? I mean, it's like you got to make a choice. When you go and choose ice cream, all right, you can't just say like, I'm going to have vanilla and chocolate and coffee and strawberry and butterscotch and blah, blah, blah. No, you got to go in, you got to make a choice. And, because, you have some people like vanilla, some people like chocolate, some people like strawberry. And if you're the person who serves strawberry ice cream, and there's a lot of people out there that like strawberry ice cream, guess what? They're going to come to your store because you're the one that serves strawberry ice cream. As a matter of fact, you serve strawberry ice cream so many different ways, and you are a master at serving strawberry ice cream. And, and you're ultimately, you want to stand out. Like you want to stand out so much in who you serve that like you're going to turn off the people who like chocolate ice cream. All right. You want to serve the people who just like strawberry ice cream. And so that's what I mean by like really figuring out like who is it? Who do you want to stand out for? And, like I stand out for, the crowd of people that are into manifesting, into law of attraction, and are, entrepreneurs looking for more abundance. Okay. That is my target audience. That's who I am a match for. I'm not a match for, somebody who, has, deep traumatic, um, painful emotional issues that, I mean, not to say that some people in my target audience wouldn't have that, but I'm not looking for, people who are dealing with, um, abuse, or, any of that kind of stuff. I'm a match for, entrepreneurs who are looking to increase their abundance using law of attraction manifestation strategies. That's who I'm a match for. That's who I attract. That's who calls me. That's who signs up for coaching with me. That's who buys my products. That's who downloads my app. And that's why I'm creating content that is a little bit more designed, not a little bit more, but that's designed to cater to that person. And guess what? You're going to be much more naturally attractive if that's all you talk about in your social media. That's all you talk about in your books. That's all you talk about. That's all you sell, is that. And trust me, you got to come from abundance here. A lot of people are afraid of turning away. And it's not that you're turning away, it's just that you're narrowing your focus. And when you narrow your focus, you're going to be a little bit more of a, you're going to be a lot more of a match for the person who's looking for your exact thing. So you really want to zero in and hone in on your ideal clients. And, so that's the very first thing that you want to do. And, you also want to think of what is at the end, of your funnel. Is it you? Is it some kind of is it a big course that you offer? Is it a manifest, I mean, is it a mastermind? Is it group coaching? I mean, like what's ultimately where is everything leading to? Like, do you just only want to sell a lot of digital products? Like when I first went into this business, that was it for me. Like I've learned a lot about funnels and marketing and different streams of income and having multiple streams of income. But you know what? I that was just what I decided that I wanted to do rather than see a lot of clients. I see a few clients here and there, and that's what I was trained to do. And, my initial idea was always the hypnosis recordings. That's what I decided that I was going to do when I got into this business. And that's where the vast majority of my income comes from. And people are always surprised by that. And when I went to my first hypnosis conference in for HypnoThoughts in Las Vegas about 10 years ago, and I sat next to somebody at lunch, and everybody else in there is like just barely, working to try to find part-time, clients. And I'm sitting in there like, no, my full-time job is making hypnosis recordings that I sell on my website. And like, and you make money doing that? It's like, as yes, it was very matter of fact. And that's how I've always made money. So that's when I started working on a course that I put together quite a while back. It was actually one of the very first um, presentations that I gave at HypnoThoughts was how to make, hypnosis recordings and sell them on a website. And I've got this whole course about that, and I'll talk to you about that at the very end. But, it was really just to answer the question that I kept getting over and over and over again. Wow, how do you do that? How do you make money online? And there was, there's been a little bit of a shift. I think more and more people do that, but I still get asked the questions. That's why I came up with this idea for this podcast today, is just to kind of guide you and let you know that, yeah, this is absolutely a way that you can not only supplement your income, but replace your income. Because let's face it, you're not going to work forever. You may, I mean, there are people that do, they continue to work, but if you get to be 65, 75, whatever, and you decide I don't really want to see clients anymore, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to support yourself? And if you have already created digital products that are out there on Amazon or on your own website or in an app on Apple or whatever it is, on Udemy. I mean, there's just so many places and so many different ways to create passive income. I mean, I probably, I mean, it's limitless. And especially these days with AI and ChatGPT, oh my God, you can just create all kinds of things pretty quickly. All right, so let's just get into what are the kinds of different products that you can create, because we want to move into that. So the next part is like thinking about different ways. And so the very first level of this is really eBooks and guides. So you want to start to think about what services you already offer. What are some of the most common things that you help people with? And, if you help people, say, with, confidence, maybe, you create an ebook that guides them and shares some knowledge. with them, about how to become, more confident, but using, so you're directing this book toward a very specific audience. And you're also directing it into your very specific method and unique way of solving that problem. So, it might be like a 3 steps or a 6 steps or a 9 steps. And you create an ebook that shares valuable information, and this ebook, this could be used as something that you sell on Amazon in KDP. Um, Kindle Direct Publishing is a way that you can create your own ebook online that you sell on Amazon, which can also be turned into a paperback book. So that's just one idea, is writing a book. And that book could be sold on your website. It could be used as a giveaway to lead them to the next thing that they buy. It could be sold on Amazon. As you can see, I have written 5 best-selling books, and those are just books that I sell on Amazon. I also do have other ebooks that I use as lead magnets for some of my sales funnels out there. And, so you got to kind of decide, like, what is the purpose of this book? And, I mean, something like Practical Law of Attraction, that was the purpose of that book. The purpose of that book was manyfold, actually. It was the very first book that I decided, to publish on Amazon. And, really my intention, I set out to become a #1 best-selling author. I did. But I was creating a curriculum. That was the main reason that I wrote that book, was that somebody had asked me to come and give a certification training at one of the hypnosis conferences on law of attraction, because I talk about law of attraction all the time, but that was before I even had a book. I was just known for somebody who talks a lot about law of attraction. So that's what the whole purpose of that book was, is I wanted to create a training curriculum out of that. And so that book ultimately did become not only, a best-selling book on Amazon, that, for some people, the book, I'm not promoting it as much as I was now, because I've been dealing with my app and other things. But, at its height, I mean, that book, you know, paid the bills. I mean, that book in and of itself, without any other income, that that book was, enough money to pay for somebody's, a low income. It's not, the kind of income that I want to live off of, but it was enough, for somebody who just needed a little extra income. So if you want to make like $1,000 extra a month, 2,000 extra a month, 5,000 extra a month, whatever it is, I mean, you could just write books like that in and of itself. If you did that, that could be another source of income for you. But I want to suggest that when you write a book, or if you decide that you want to write multiple books, that you write them kind of like on the same, you stay kind of in the same area. You don't like write one book um, you know, um, on food, and then another book on cats. You know what I mean? You want to write, books that kind of have a general same theme, because then you become known as somebody who writes books about that theme. I mean, like all of my books essentially fall under the category of, hypnosis. Most of them fall under the category of also law of attraction and manifestation. And of course, they're all nonfiction, they're all personal development, they're all some kind of self-improvement, but they all generally have kind of the same theme. And that way, when you write the next book, you have the same audience and they're going to be much more open for your next book and your next book after that. And so that's definitely at the first level is writing something, writing any kind of an ebook, and that could really be a way to enhance your income. It's also another way can get you speaking engagements. It can open a lot of doors. When you have the title of like you've written a book and you're a best-selling author, people want to interview you. People want to have you on their podcast. And, when you've written a book, guess what? That's just another way for you to get more clients. That's at the bottom of your funnel because, for the people who reach out to you and they can't afford your, $5,000 coaching package or whatever it is, wherever, whatever you start at, um, if they can't afford that, and I don't like that word, can't afford. I usually don't say that, but if that's their language that they might use with you. But if they're not in a position to invest or they're choosing not to invest with you, this gives them something, so they're not walking away from you empty-handed. This just allows you to serve different people within your um realm at different levels. Some people are not ready for a personal one-on-one session with Victoria Gallagher yet, but they can certainly spend $20 on my book. They can certainly download my free app. They can certainly watch me on YouTube. There's so many different ways that free ways and less expensive ways that I can help people. And this is just going to help you. Like you're never going to be able to serve as many people as the number of people that you could, um, put into one of your, passive income products. All right. So the next level then would be some kind of an audio. So anything that you write, you can turn right around and you can record that. And, there's so many different ideas on different audios that you could create. You could create meditations. You could create whatever technique. Is there a certain technique? Maybe it doesn't involve anything closed eye, but maybe there's just a technique that you use that you could record and you could guide people through that technique and have them do that. Maybe it's a breathing technique. Maybe it's just something that's just easier to understand if they hear it. Maybe you record music. Maybe you like to sing. Maybe it's a story. They're little short stories, and you have back-to-back little short stories. Anything that you would offer in a written format, you can turn right around and you can offer that. And the perceived value of something that's recorded versus something that is just in a text format, the perceived value is a little higher when it's audio. You could package it together and you can offer the written format and the audio format together. So that's just another way that you can do that. And you can offer these audios in an app. You can offer them, in some type of we're going to get into memberships in a second, but you can sell them on a website, but there's also plenty of places like, iTunes, CD Baby, and things like that, where you can offer, and sell these audios. Now, the next level up, I'm going to say, is videos. So think of it in terms of, the different layers of, instruments that you can offer that are digital are written, audio, or video. All right. So those are the different layers, the different levels. So what is something that you can demonstrate in a video? And so you can also demonstrate, you can create a how-to video. You can go over techniques. You can do a meditation video. It could be a one with you talking them through it. It could be one where there's a faceless video. There's a lot of faceless, videos these days. And, the other thing that you can do is offer an online course. Now, typically, an online course is the combination of everything that I've just explained. So the combination of, there's something written, like maybe it's a worksheet, maybe it's a checklist, maybe it's a, um, oh, like just some, maybe it is a little um, written thing that they need to read first. Then there would be a video, something where you're explaining something. And then maybe there's some kind of an audio, something that they listen to. And, the way that you structure, we're not going to get totally into all the structure of the online courses, but, you can make an online course that is an hour or all the way up to a 20-hour online course or more. If it's like a 20-hour online course, maybe it's something that you teach. Maybe it's something that you take, a way that you teach your clients. It's a very specific, unique way that you teach, that you've been training, and you develop a certification out of that. That could be a highly very high ticket item is, to take like I do, the way I teach law of attraction, and I actually offer a certification training in an online course. I also teach people how to create all of these products that I'm talking to you about. I I talk about that in an online course called Passive Profit and Prosperity, with hypnotic recordings. So if that is something you want, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can get that in a little bit. But, an online course is a wonderful vehicle to, really help people at the next highest level before working with you. Maybe it's an online course that they take before they work with you. Like it's a preparation. It could be a free thing that, it could be something that enhances and it adds value to what you already do. So if you're working with people and you say, hey, before you work with me, you get to go through this online course. They're already like sort of like it just takes care of maybe that first session where you're having to explain everything, or it takes care of a lot of the extra frequently asked questions that people are going to ask, you. And, so it just could be some kind of like added value to what you already do. And it's, just a way to like, maybe it's like a hybrid, maybe with this online course, it's sort of half and half. It's an online course as well as some personal group coaching that you do with them. And instead of having to do one-on-one with every single person, maybe most of everything, if it's like you kind of teach in the same system and the same strategy all the time, maybe everything just gets done in the online course. And then you're freed up to where you only need to work with them as a check-in like once a month, or maybe even in a group, or maybe you have a Facebook group, where all the people that take your online course, they help each other. There's a lot of online courses like that. And then you come on once a month and get together and, go through some higher level teaching with them. The online courses are a wonderful way, and it's not difficult to put an online course together. There are many different course, uh, what do you call them? Like Thinkific, Kajabi, all of those that teachable that, I use Thinkific for my online courses. I'm trying to think what you call the darn thing that keeps the course together and all of that. But there's many of those. Or if you wanted to also, you could sell it in a marketplace. You could sell the online course in a marketplace like Udemy, and there's a couple of other ones. And with that, you're going to get much, much more exposure, and not have to do quite as much marketing. But the trade-off is you're not going to be able to sell it at the price that you want to sell it for. They sell very cheap, pricing. And but you might make up for that in volume, and it all just kind of depends on what your goals are. If you're going to sell like kind of a low end course for not, and I don't mean low end, but a low priced course on Udemy, that could get a lot more people coming in your door, because you could use these passive income products not just to stop doing business. You could actually use these passive income products as a funnel to get more people in your door. That could be like a whole other reason why you do that. Um, there's so mmany different ways. You could do webinars and workshops, and that is where you get a lot of people. Like I do a workshop that ultimately sells one of my online courses. So the workshop is $22. I'm playing around with the price. I might move it to 33 or 97. It doesn't matter really necessarily what the price is for these things. It's kind of interesting. I mean, you can fill up even more for a $97. It just kind of depends on what the perceived value is. And that's, really but I have a 3-hour course. I only sell it for like $22, and not course, webinar workshop. And then, at the end, that's where I enroll people in a more expensive course. So, but people don't know that they're going to have that offer at the end. So it doesn't, that's just something I'm just letting you know. You could have these a passive income pre-recorded webinar or workshop that it's kind of like a course, but it has a little bit more of like a live event feel to it. And it's just a different structure, a little bit of a different format. So that's just another way. Another way that we haven't even talked about yet is affiliate marketing. And this goes both ways. So what is affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing is essentially how you have other people out there who maybe they don't want to create a product at all. They don't want to bother with creating a product. They just want to sell. They have a big list and they just want to sell things. And so, they can become an affiliate for your product, and you can offer them a, commission based on that. And, when they come to your site, there's a special link that ultimately gets tracked, and that gets tracked in some software. And at the end of the month, after at the end of the month, you see all the affiliates that have sent traffic to you, that have made a commission, and then you just pay them out. But it's like, if they're an affiliate for something that you've already created, it's a pretty good deal. Alexa's down there reminding me to bring the chicken in downstairs. So that's actually a pretty good time for me to realize how long this podcast has been, because I think it's been about an hour already. I could talk about this stuff forever, and I would love to share even more with you, but I feel like I'm kind of out of time. And so I really want to really encourage you to think about how you can start to replace some of the time with creating some of these levels, these different kinds of passive income streams. There's so many. I could still go on and on. I didn't even get into like if you go onto Etsy and you look at all of the different digital printable things on there. I mean, we were just talking about books and audios and courses and videos, but there's like all these printable things. There's all these, oh my gosh, templates and journals and um gratitude journals, and I mean calendars, and it just depends on like how creative you want to be with this stuff is how much the sky is the limit. It just really is. So if you've been inspired at all during today's discussion on different methods of creating passive income streams, I was just really throwing out a lot of different ideas to you. I would just encourage you, choose one passive income idea today that we discussed, whether it's an ebook, an online course, webinar series, affiliate marketing, learning more about that, and think about how you can bring that to life. Think about what the topic might be. Think about who you're targeting, that too. And I would just encourage you to do that. Now, if you really want to take things to the next level, I do have a free ebook that you can download at passiveprofitprosperity.com, passiveprofitprosperity.com. It's a free ebook. And, this is packed with all kinds of actionable steps that you can take to help you to create and scale passive income products. And as we wrap up today's episode, just remember that your ability to create wealth and abundance is really directly tied to the value that you provide. It's the value that you provide. And remember, money is a wonderful servant, but a poor master. So when you make your focus on serving others and genuinely contributing to their lives, money just becomes a natural reward for your efforts. So let this understanding empower you, let it drive you, not just to aim for money, but think of it more as how much more you're able to put out there and serve, how much more help you're able to provide. And you're not just building a passive income. What you're doing is you are building a legacy of help and healing. And so take this vision, let it guide you, and watch as the universe aligns to bring more abundance into your life. The more you put out there, the more comes back. That's really what it's all about, is you put out more, you just put out and you do what you're meant to do, your passion. Make sure that this is your passion. And the more you put out your passion, the more comes back to you. So, just think of it like that. As we close out today's episode of the Power of Your Mind podcast, just want to remind you to subscribe to the Power of Your Mind podcast on your favorite platforms so that you never miss out on a, moment of inspiration and empowerment. If you found today's um, conversation inspiring, then please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback is so important, supports our work, and helps others to discover the transformative power of their own minds. Also, please download my Believe Hypnosis app. There's actually a wonderful session in there on earn passive income that really goes and blends in with today's session. So download the app and take our 14-day trial, and that is a premium program in there. But that's actually become, since I just launched that program a couple of weeks ago, it's actually rising to one of the most what's popular sessions in there. So download the Believe app. Check out the Earn Passive Income. That's going to also help drum up some more ideas. And also, reach out to me. Go to passive, passive, What is it? What is that? What is it's passive profit prosperity. I should remember the names of all these websites that I create. Passive profit prosperity. Download that ebook, get the Believe app. Um, get practical law of attraction and get yourself all in alignment with manifesting conditions to successfully manifest your desires. And listen, I've been creating all these things for many, many years. I've got lots of different directions and different ways to help you. So I hope you've enjoyed today's free episode of the Power of Your Mind podcast. It's been packed with all kinds of things that are geared to help you. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a wonderful day and evening and week, and I'll see you then. Bye.